You know, something I've learned while making this video is that I am terrible with rifles. But this is my video, and you will watch it, no matter how terrible I am. Deal? Medium, oh medium. It's impressive how medium this class makes me feel. Sure, you've got some of the best kit options in the game, and yeah, you're the most used class, and probably the best class in ranked by far. But how many of your gadgets and guns are, how do I put this? Fun?
Throwing flashbang. Wow.
But if you like assault rifles, you're stuck here. Sorry, man. Let's talk about them. Which rifle should you choose? Are they any good? There's 3 of them, so surely one of them's the best. By the end of this video, you'll have a slightly more informed decision to make about your rifle of choice. I'll go into detail on each gun and briefly give my thoughts on each. And at the end, we'll compare them and hopefully find the best of the 3. Let's get into the details on them. Guys, I suck with tracking weapons. Cut me some slack. The AKM is the classic assault rifle, bread and butter for every FPS game under the sun. But how does it perform in the finals? It has 20 damage per bullet, 30 if you hit a headshot, and a 32 round mag. Seems pretty good. It's got a decent reload speed at just over 2 seconds. A quick note that reloading a partially full mag is the exact same speed as an empty mag on the AK and the FCAR, but the Famas is a slightly longer reload if it's a tactical versus an empty mag. Unloading a full mag takes 3.5 seconds, and it has the highest fire rate of the 3 weapons at a ridiculous 617 rounds per minute. If you want to spray, this weapon's your best friend. Also, this gun comes with a red dot. Put it on, it makes this gun so much more usable. Before Season 4, this gun wasn't used as much because, first of all, it's like picking Mario in Mario Party. It's the default gun.
It's me, Mario!
And, second of all, it didn't have a scope. So people just went to the FCAR because the FCAR had the scope. If you haven't given a shot with the red dot, do it. It feels so much better. The hip fire is also pretty solid on this gun. Within the 5 to 10 meter range, it feels great if you just need to have that extra movement speed that you would otherwise lose for ADSing. The recoil pattern is where this gun gets interesting. At the beginning of the mag, it's pretty hard to control, but before you know it, the gun magically becomes way more accurate to the point that there's next to no recoil. You know, before making this video, I had noticed this effect and chalked it up to just me being terrible and having to shoot half a mag before correcting my aim later on in the mag. Turns out, I just suck equally throughout the mag. The gun just shoots better later on in the mag. Who knew? Overall, the gun is solid. There's a reason why it's a starter gun. It's great for people who are new to FPS games because it's a gun that allows you to miss some of your shots, but also get some good damage in if you happen to land some. Next, let's move on to the FCAR. First of all, why do I see some people taking the sight off this gun? Just because you have the option to doesn't mean you should, dumbass. Keep it on. The iron sights are possibly the worst I've seen out of any gun in the finals. I get that it's personal preference and all, but your opinion is wrong and mine is right. It's got 22 damage per bullet, 33 if it's crit. The trade-off for the extra damage is a smaller 25 round mag. 2.5 seconds to shoot the whole mag, a whole second faster than the AK. The fire rate is down from the AK, so it's purely just because you have less bullets in the mag to shoot. The reload is 2.1 seconds, which is the quickest of the 3. Great for uptime. For people like me who tend to reload after every kill, it's great. It's a bad habit, but it's great. Let's talk about probably the biggest downside of this gun, the recoil pattern. It's the worst of the 3 guns by far. It's similar to the AK, where it's pretty wild at the beginning, and then smooths out later on. If you're like me and can't control recoil for shit, it's probably best to avoid this gun. Last of the three, the Famas. There's a lot of upsides to this gun and a lot of downsides. It's burst fire. You can't just hold down the fire button. But it does 24 damage per bullet, 36 for a crit, which is the highest out of the three. This sounds great until you look at the reload time. It's long. The tactical reload is better, but you're looking at overall higher downtime from this gun than the other two rifles, which adds up quick. The hip fire is okay, especially because if you end up hitting your one bullet, you're likely to hit three, because it's a burst fire and it's pretty quick between the three. Best part about this gun is the recoil. It sets itself apart by being extremely accurate the first couple of bursts and progressively getting more inaccurate. This is great because there's a lot of cover in this game. You're likely to take 2 or 3 bursts and then somebody ducks into cover. Your next burst, when you find them again, are going to be just a little more accurate. So let's get into which one is best. You probably guessed it. It's your preference. Each gun has its own ups and downs. So here's what I'll say to you as somebody who's done slightly more research into how these guns work than the average person. The AK is great if you want an automatic rifle that is forgiving. You're able to miss some shots here and there, but pump DPS when you need to. I get that picking the AK is like picking Mario and Mario Party, but realize how good this gun is and why it is a starter weapon. The FCAR I would recommend to people that probably aren't watching this video and aren't me. People that are good at FPS games and recoil control. I am terrible with the FCAR. Recoil control is tough for me. If you're good enough to keep your crosshair on the enemy and never miss, this is the most optimal pick of the three. Fast reload, great damage, it's awesome. And finally, the Famas. You probably guessed it, this is my favorite of the three. You guessed why? Easiest recoil control. But there are other upsides. 36 damage for a headshot is insane if you land a full burst in the head. You oftentimes will not win a trade with the other two guns unless you utilize that chunky headshot damage. But I'm gonna be real, this gun is for people that either don't like automatic weapons or can't track very well. It's not optimal compared to the AK or the FCAR, there's too much downtime, but it's the gun that I find the most success with. If you made it this far, you probably have a crush on me, because you have seen how ill-equipped I am to talk about these guns. But I have a lot of people around me that are pretty much brand new to the finals, and I want to get some brutally honest and real gun reviews out there so people are better informed about what they're unlocking and what they're working with. Let me know what you think about this video and what your favorite rifle is, and until next week, let them know. Alright, you want to know what my real final thought is for this video? Just use the model.